what's it with AI, and what can we expect from AI, and will we create gods or will we create exterminators? And you know, I've heard that story before 3 years ago. And the funny thing is that I've heard the same story from the same people. Now, don't get me wrong. AI is transformative. It will totally, radically change the way we do things. It will open brand new markets, brand new possibilities. It may actually result in more work and not less work, like the washer dryer, if I may. When it comes to AI, I don't give any advice, period. But for myself, I will gladly lease the farm, but I will not sell the farm. There's hype. There's always been hype with AI. The latest I've heard is, besides the Terminator comment previous, AI now reads emotions. Well, or pets do. Cats and dogs and even birds read our emotions. And some people actually, treat them like their children's. So all power to them, but I don't have to. So what does a working mathematician has to say about AI of anything? Well, let me go back to 2002. There's an algorithm called REMO, which stands for Restricted Maximum Likelihood Estimation. And that algorithm has been used for decades to decide which bulls go to service the ladies and which ones end up at the restaurant or in your fridge. And the way it works is very similar to generative AI. You see, you take the bulls, let me put my notes here. You take that bull and you look at all its antecedents. And now you want to predict what its descendants will be. And you estimate what's, how the size of the progenitor correlates to the size of the descendants and all those things, and you decide that those bulls are the better one to keep alive. ChatGPT does something similar. It looks at words, sequence of words, and then it tries to predict which is the next one. And when you go to the underlying algorithm, you find out a similar pattern. Now, I know because in 2002, I wrote the very first scalable REMO algorithm that ran on 256 processors. At Pacific Northwest, there were millions of observations, but about 100 parameters that we could tweak. Distributed AI will likely increase the number of neurons, quote unquote, that you can put in the simulation. So just think of AI and how it can alter the food production industry. Just there. This is massive. It's massive also because we don't have 8 billion cows on the planet yet, but you could actually use the algorithm, the same framework, to decide which social media influencer is more likely to advance a certain narrative. Which one should have 10 followers, which one should have, well, that's called the butcher, or 1,000, or 1,000,000, or most likely 1 billion. So the field is huge. And again, let me be very specific. I don't believe that AI will kill anyone. Will the AI wave last? In 2002, people, not just me, were trying to bring what is called mathematical optimization into research and development. And that was difficult, extremely difficult. And the reason was that you approach a research group and you tell them, let me tweak your parameters of the parameters of your model, and I will see the best possible result of your simulation. And those people will look at you and say, so you changed my simulation results, which I've been making money out for the last 20 years in a very competitive environment, and you don't think I'm going to lose my funding. How naive. So that didn't fly. Optimization needed a new paradigm, a new field of application that was not threatened by the new paradigm. Data analytics was one of them. And then AI is another one, that the confluence of the AI technology with the optimization technology made it possible to treat a huge amount of data to create new applications that were not available otherwise. So you have 20, actually more than 20, you probably have 40 or 60 years of research, solid research, that's behind the current wave of AI, that's just waiting to flood society. So it's not a little bubble like the internet bubble, where you had HTTP coming and then boom, there was a big explosion, but there was not a lot of momentum behind it. This momentum is huge. We're going to see a lot of changes. Should you jump on the bandwagon? If you had a feel for it, yes, absolutely. So that's that for today. Thank you for your attention. All the best. Take care. Bye.